Welcome to the Elite Podcast Network, home of the #1 independent wrestling coverage, available on iTunes, Stitcher, Blog Talk Radio, and wherever you get your podcasts from. Follow us on Twitter at Elite Podcast Net and join the revolution now. Welcome back to Wrestling Heads Radio. It's me, Oscar, taking over this place. I'm not at no damn AC/DC concert at Dodger Stadium, but I got someone joining me right now from the NYC. He's happy the New York Giants won Thursday night. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up to Tom. What's going on, Tom?
Not much. I know I missed Thursday's show, but a great interview with Eli Everfly, which I recommend everybody checking out on our YouTube page now. Another great interview with Eli. He's becoming like a regular guest on here. And watch out, ladies and gentlemen, because I have a feeling that Eli might be making a big splash soon on the indie scene. So check that out, everybody.
Yes, please do so. I mean, Eli Everfly is, you can say he's an up-and-comer, you can say, and he's doing big things in SoCal. I saw him wrestle over the weekend at AWS, and it was great to see him, and he was happy to see us, too. And he has a Wrestling Head shirt, by the way. But
how was the AWS show? Because, we were doing AWS week, and we were talking a lot about that this was the last AWS show for quite some time. So how was the show?
It was okay. I mean, it was sad to see it go because there were some people that, they just love working there and all that stuff. So they had an after party. I did not attend the after party due to the fact that I was feeling under the weather. I still am right now, actually. But on Friday night, Saturday, or pretty much Friday night, I started feeling kind of sick. And I said on the show, I don't care if I'm sick or not. I'm still going to, I kind of jinx myself, sick or I break my leg, I'm still going to come to the show. And then I was unfortunately sick, and I was sweating my ass off the whole entire show. And there's a couple of times that people said I look like I'm going to pass out, but fortunately I hanged in there, and then I just told my friend, take skits home. Fuck, man, I ain't going to drive over to South Central. I just want to go home. Fuck this shit. So, yeah, it was a good show. I mean, the opener was pretty good. Eli Everfly teamed up with it was a weird six-man. He teamed up with former PWG guy Chris Cadillac, and who the fuck was his other partner? Jesus Christ, I forgot his other partner was. He went at it against Douglas James, Biggie Biggs, who you probably seen him before in Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. And it was just a weird combination team that it was like, what the hell? For some reason, I forgot who was in that, all them six. But anyways, wherever Eli Everfly team, they won the match. And, it was okay opener. The six-man, in the main event, six-man was pretty good. But then in the end, D-Boy and Cholo, because they were there in the first AWS show, they were actually, brought up saying, we're the first one. Can this be the last one? But hopefully it's not the last one. And Trina Michaels burned. She buried Deshaun's 2 cents. Basically, Trina Michaels, the ex-porn star, and you also could see her in, I believe, in FIP. she came out in the ring, and then she had this thing, like, I don't even remember in WWE Night Show a couple years ago, or 10 years ago, or 15 years ago, whatever. Chris Jericho came on and he mentioned, he had a list about how this show was not great or whatever, or names moves or whatever. So she had a list saying that why the AWS suck, and then she mentioned Deshaun 2 Cents' name. It's like, well, you got a guy in the hub tub always reviewing PWG instead of AWS, and everybody was like, ooh, and Sean was like, what the hell? It's funny that I saw him. He was not even paying attention to the whole promo. He was looking at his phone, and then when he heard it, he just looked real quick, what the hell? Like, that surprised him. But, yeah, that's what happened. She got her ass kicked by Ruby Reyes. And, yeah, I was glad to see Thunder Rosa, which she's going to be a guest here on Wrestling Ahead in a few weeks. Glad to see her. She lost to Sage Shin, who she is another name. She's been going all over the country. She just wrestled Crazy Mary Dobson in Indiana. Yeah, she just married. They just had a match together. So, yeah, just watch out for Sage Shin. She could be anywhere. I won't be surprised she hits up Shine or Shimmer pretty soon. So, yeah, and then just keep out on that name, Sage Shin Supreme. All right. But AWS, I just want to say, it was, it was a great promotion. To me, this is what I think about AWS. I tend there because, I go there because they bring women talent, like example, like PWG. Who in the West Coast can see Biff Busick or Mike Bailey, those kind of names in California often, only in PWG we get that. But in AWS, there's women wrestlers that we don't get that, because PWG don't book women matches. They have, you can say, they always bring women from all over the country. Like they brought in Veda Scott. Who the hell can you think of Veda Scott from to California, or other names like that, and then, that's why I tend AWS, because, the women that come down here and say, okay, so PWG could be like, okay, if I want some male wrestlers I haven't seen, there's more chances PWG, AWS is for the women's side. And fortunately, they're going to be out for a while, and hopefully Bart can bring them back next year and see how it goes. So, oh well. Well, I just wish them the best of luck, and Bart, enjoy your vacation. But anyways,
I just got to say, because you mentioned Trina Michaels and Deshaun 2 Cents, I saw the picture and the interview that Deshaun 2 Cents did with Trina Michaels. Now, I was like, wait a minute, that can't be the Trina Michaels, like porn star Trina Michaels, but it was. So, you know what? I got to give props to Deshaun. You had, who can say that they had a porn star in their hot tub take off their top? Not
right.
So, not many people. You know what? I got to give props to Deshaun. That was good, man. That was good.
All right. I just want to say I'm going to make a little confession to make. He actually invited me to come to the hot tub with Trina Michaels. But unfortunately, I could not make it because I had to work. So I just told him I can't make it. So, and then he did his interview, and then, wow. That's what I said. I felt like I missed out. So, yeah. But unfortunately, I missed out. I'm not ashamed of it, but oh well. But anyways, Monday Night Raw just happened just now, and I want to say that it wasn't a good show, and I expected it to be like that due to the fact that Hell in a Cell was still so far away. I expected, nothing. We didn't hear no new matches announced. I just feel like that's nothing new is going to happen. So that's what I expected in this kind of show this week. What you thought of it, Tom?
Just like I think just like every other week, I don't think it was a really good episode. It was boring. A lot of just random filler matches, and it's honestly the same stuff we see every single week. Like we saw Cena in Xavier Woods, and that was something new. but that was really like one of the only highlights because it was something new. Other than that, we're seeing, the same matches and the same things every single week, and it's just getting repetitive and boring. I mean, Raw has been like that for years, where it's been repetitive each and every week. But I don't know. There wasn't a lot on the show to draw you in, and you would think with Monday Night Football starting, and people like to think that WWE doesn't look at that. They look at that. Anything TV at the same time slot is competition. So you would think to draw some people in, they would be putting on some, big matches, big names to just kind of draw people in, but they're just not doing that. And then Vince McMahon wonders why the ratings and the viewership numbers are going down for Monday Night Raw, and then they wonder.
Yeah, I saw the report that Vince McMahon was pissed off about the whole rating system, and dude, I sit on this show. You want ratings? You want someone to talk about Raw and Monday Night Football on the opener? You had a chance right there. You could have had Nikki Bella drop the title to Charlotte on a day that she tied with AJ Lee, and people be talking about it crazy, People probably tuning around like, hey, maybe Raw's good tonight. We'll just check it out, You had that, and then you fucked it all up. You also had another situation. I just thought of it. Maybe it was something to do with the tag team division, but they fucked that up too. They had a lot of chance, but they didn't do it. They didn't capitalize it. But oh well, see what happens. And now they're just boosting up this October 19th show, and I'm looking at the Monday night game, and it's a game, and in that game they have. That night they have the game of, let me see, New York Giants against the Philadelphia Eagles. I don't know if that's a big game, you can say, because due to the fact how the two teams are playing right now. And I don't know. It depends how they play the next few weeks and see if that's a big game or not. But, yeah, if those teams keep losing, maybe you can have the edge over Monday Night Football. Probably. But we'll see.
Yeah,
but right now, no, go ahead.
I was just going to say, to comment further on this whole thing, it completely boggles my mind that the WWE, they book these shows over and over again, week after week, and I like to think that a lot of people in WWE are well aware of what people are saying, on the internet, not like on like Facebook and like maybe not like Twitter, but stuff like this, where people write out columns, which is, it's not just random, bullshit. It's actually well thought out and put together analysis of, Monday Night Raw each week. And like I said, they're booking these shows each and every week, and then they see the ratings drop. So they have to think that something's not going right. What could it be? We need, to see what's going on. Think about if this was another company. If this was, say, a restaurant, a big-time restaurant, and they're doing well for so long, and then all of a sudden they're making less money. Less people are showing up to the restaurant. So they have to wonder what's going on with this restaurant. Why are people, not showing up anymore? They're going to go to the people and see what's wrong. They're going to go to the Yelp reviews. They're going to, ask customers in the restaurant, is everything okay? They're going to ask people. They're going to see what's going on. And I don't know. It's just, you hear the reports that just Vince McMahon is out of touch. This has been something, nothing new. This has been going on for over a decade. But it's just, it completely boggles my mind that, they get frustrated over low ratings, and yet they wonder why. It's a little bit.
And another thing, the rating system doesn't work like it was back in the 90s. You have DVRs now. People could rather watch football, or maybe people are working. They could probably watch it tomorrow or something. There's a lot of things that can happen. But if you want people to tune in, like the guys are watching football right now, I mean, they could just DVR the football thing and watch Raw if they do something that is making to watch it. But fortunately, I'm a Rams fan. They don't have a Monday football game this year. I'll watch Raw anyways, and I'm not a fan of the Green Bay Packers or the Kansas City Chiefs. But if the Rams were playing today, I probably would have watched the Rams game instead of the Monday Night Raw show. But oh well. But anyways, let's just move on from all this. All right, Raw started off with John Cena. We all thought it'd be a promo, but basically he was going out there to bring back the Open U.S. Championship thing, whatever. And then you hear the trombone noise, and then it was the John Cena music. We all know that's got to be one man, and that is, Xavier Woods and the New Day, with, freaking Big E with his Buffalo, whatever his fucking shit he does. Clap to the 2-time tag team champion and feel the power. And I just can't wait when I go to Hell in a Cell. I can hear Big E's Los Angeles. Oh man, I can't wait for that. But unfortunately, New Day just came out, except John Cena's open challenge, and they all had to huddle up and see who is the opponent. It actually ended up being Xavier Woods. I would say the match was all right. Xavier Woods did some things that I haven't seen do. Like, I haven't, to be honest with you, even in his TNA career, I never really paid attention to his in-ring work until now. And what he did, does in the, that's what it's called, right? The pillow, what Finn Balor does. I do. That's not. I'm mistaken. That's the name of the move, right?
Yeah. I don't know. It was. Yeah, I mentioned this last week that as long as it's not like such a long promo opening up Raw, because how many times have we seen that? Like the Authority or Seth Rollins opening up Raw, it felt like for months straight. So, last week we started off. Was it that brawl between Roman Reigns and Bray Wyatt and the Wyatt family and Ambrose?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then so this week you have the John Cena Open Challenge, which, John Cena, he cut his usual promo, nothing different. It was short, sweet, to the point. And then New Day came out and, you had Cena and Xavier Woods, which I thought it was going to be Cena and Big E, but it really didn't matter. So it was something different. Once again, just like I said just before, something different, variety. People love variety, not just in wrestling, but in their everyday lives. That's why it's so just common to do different things in your life. You don't stick to one thing. So I liked it. I liked the opener. I thought Cena and Xavier Woods had a really good match. Xavier, I thought, looked really good. He got a lot of offense in. And then, eventually it turned into a 6-man, which I figured, I had a feeling it was going to, because you had to figure the Dudley Boys were going to get involved. What did you think about that, turning the U.S. Open Challenge into a 6-man? Do you think it just should have stayed a one-on-one match, or did you like it going to a 6-man?
Well, I kind of want to get this thing over with, but when I saw New Day jumping Cena, I kind of knew the Dudley Boys were going to come out, and usually they do this shit on SmackDown where when someone's getting jumped and 2 other guys come in, somehow they end up changing to a 6-man. And I was like, okay, I just wanted to give it a chance. But unfortunately, the New Day did I don't want to say upset, but they did defeat it, the Dudley Boys and John Cena in that 6-man tag. And that's what happened, and New Day got the victory. And this Saturday at the WWE Madison Square Garden show, the New Day will be defending their tag team championships against the Dudley Boys. That's what's going to take place this Saturday. And also, John Cena will be defending the U.S. title once again against Seth Rollins at the WWE Madison Square Garden show. You know, it's going to be live on only in the WWE Network. So maybe you guys want to check that out. What happened? I guess they had a little backstage thing with I guess they had this chick from the Human Resources want to evaluate Kane's performance on his job, whatever. And I guess the last few weeks or week, the Demon Kane keep coming out, and Kane is like, this corporate Kane is, it's like he is pretty much acting dumb, mentioning that, okay, I'm not this Demon Kane, all this crap, and, playing mind games with Seth Rollins, and basically he's trying to have Kane stripped from the, direct operations position, and that'll lead to later on when they all go in the ring. And I'm trying to think what was the next match. I want to say the next match was it Big Show and Mark Henry, the next match? Was I mistaken?
I think so. Was the Big Show Mark Henry match before the Miz TV segment?
Yeah, I think so. The Miz TV was a little bit later. But if that's the case, might as well get that shit over with. Basically, they did that, making the Big Show look stronger. And this time he destroyed Mark Henry. And they're just doing this like last week when Big Show defeated Cesaro. They're just trying to make Big Show look strong, going against Brock Lesnar this Saturday on the WWE Network special, on the Madison Square Garden special, which he's going to wrestle Brock Lesnar. And, once again, they mentioned, he beat Brock Lesnar 12 years ago at Madison Square Garden for the WWE Championship. And once again, they're going to wrestle in Madison Square Garden this Saturday. Like I said, once again, Big Show, they're trying to make him look strong. And it's kind of funny, I noticed that Mark Henry's beginning to destroy lately, getting beat. I don't know what this is going to be leaning into something, but unfortunately, Tom, I don't think you care. I mean, I know Skits is one of those guys that wanted Mark Henry to retire as well. So, yeah, we'll see what it leads to. Before we move on, we have a caller on the line. Let me put him on there. 540, you're live on Wrestling Heads Radio. Who's speaking?
John from Front Royal.
Hey, what's going on?
Oh, not much. Just playing WWE 2K15.
All right. You're going to get 2K16?
Yeah, in a few weeks.
Yeah.
Which should be a good game.
You know what tripped me out about that game? I actually saw pictures the other day that, I know they have that mode with Steve Austin with his career, but it takes you back to the ECW days. And I was like, wow, they have a mode where you can pick Steve Austin going against Mikey Rickrack in the ECW arena, and Joey Styles is going to do the play-by-play on that mode. And I was like, wow, that's interesting, yeah. And according to my co-host, Skits, that he mentioned that Steve Austin WCW days is also on the game with Brian Pillman, the Hollywood Boss.
Right.
So I'm like, wow, interesting.
Yeah, that's right. I'm really excited for the roster. 126 superstars in it. That's a whole game.
Yeah, it's a big roster.
Speaking of, I want to get ready to talk about Monday Night Raw.
Go for it.
Well, we saw it all. I think we saw two great segments here tonight. One, Seth Rollins beating up on Corporate Kane, and Corporate Kane turning into Demon Kane. That was sort of like the Hulk thing,
Yeah, I think I mentioned it last week. TNA's own Abyss tweeted that they're stealing that storyline from TNA.
Yeah, me and my colleagues on the talk show, which we have, we had a fantasy match. Demon Kane and Corporate Kane versus Abyss and Joseph Park. Now would that be something?
Yeah, that would be something, all right.
Yeah, and also Bray Wyatt and Roman Reigns. I was pretty okay with the match, but the ending was very awesome. Seeing them fight out in the crowd, I mean, that was much well needed. We didn't get to see that back in the day, but I'm glad tonight that they decided to go along and say, okay, Roman, Bray, your match is a double count out, so why don't you brawl around outside the ring, just destroy each other. But I think this Roman Bray feud has got to come to a head at some point. I mean, you got Dean Ambrose and Randy Orton in the feud too, and Bray's team, the Wyatts. I'm thinking this match at Hell in a Cell, I'm thinking it's going to be a 6-man tag team match inside the cell.
Probably. I mean, I am going to be at Hell in a Cell, so.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's going to come down Los Angeles, so I'm going to be out there. So,
wow.
I'll be up for it, and I think it's going to, whatever it's going to be in a Hell in a Cell match or just a regular 6-man, I think that feud between Roman Reigns and Bray Wyatt is going to end on that night, because I really feel that Roman Reigns is going to go after Seth Rollins at Survivor Series. Yeah.
Are you gonna watch the show, the Madison Square Garden show on Saturday?
Yeah, but I'm gonna watch it late though. I'm not gonna watch it live. I'm probably watch it when it get on demand a little later.
Oh yeah. I'm really excited to see them go on Saturday. I'm definitely looking forward to the matches. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing Brock versus the Big Show, the Dudleys and the New Day, Owens and Jericho. That should be an outstanding match. I mean, I think you're going to see a great contest between Owens and Jericho, because the last time I saw Jericho in Tokyo on the WWE Network when he faced Adrian Neville, I pretty much thought that was a great match between Jericho and Neville, but I think his match at Owens at Madison Square Garden should be even better. And speaking of Kevin Owens, with Ryback invoking his rematch clause and now Rusev and Ziggler on the hunt for the Intercontinental Championship, what were you to say? Because I know you're going to be in Los Angeles because you just told me. What would it say if you had a fatal 4-way match for the Intercontinental title at Hell in a Cell?
I think I'd rather see that than another Ryback and Kevin Owens match, a repeat from the Night of Champions, something different. So I think I'd rather see that than
also one more thing I wanted to point out is about Kevin Owens and Rusev is I really thought the WWE writers were just gonna say, you know what, Owens, Rusev, why don't you two form a tag team? You know, they're hoping to plan that way because I think you're starting to see Owens and Rusev being, you know what, we don't care about anyone. We're just gonna come here and take names.
As them as a tag team, I would not mind it if they're really serious about making this tag team division relevant again. But if they're struggling with the current tag team and they got nothing else to do, then yeah, I don't mind seeing them form a tag team and wreak havoc. But as of right now, I kind of see the Dudley Boys taking the tag belts from the New Day. I'm not sure if it's either this Saturday or at Hell in a Cell in Los Angeles. But when they're done with the New Day, I have a feeling that the Wyatts are going to be going after the Dudley Boys for those tag team belts.
Yeah. And Xavier, and if they lose the tag team titles, guess what? Xavier Woods can cry about it to his trombone, but I know where he's going to take that trombone and stick it where the sun don't shine. Yep. Well, all right, guys. You have a great night. Thanks for having me on. I'll be back on next week. And remember, TalkShoe.com, Monday before Monday afternoon at 3 o'clock to 5 o'clock, we do the WCW US Raw radio show. Hope you can join us. Hope you can listen to us. And we always like to give out the matches. We always do fantasy matchups. We always do this day in wrestling histories. We always do kinds of all that good stuff. So give it a listen. We've already been up to episode 10 now, so we've done good. We've been doing good since July, so I hope we can have more listeners in. So you two guys go to TalkShoe.com and you'll see the WCW US Raw radio show. It's pretty good for you guys to listen into. Listen to the archives of us talking about stuff. So have a good listen on it.
All right, I'll go check it out then.
All right.
Then
well, have a good night.
Have fun. You too, and have fun with WWE 2K15.
Thank you. Bye.
All right, okay. Okay, I guess that was John from Virginia. All right, let's continue on. Yeah, there was a tag team match that happened, which it probably just put it out there to get it over with, but the Wyatts, which is Luke Harper and Braun Strowman, they took on against primetime players, and unfortunately, it looks like the Wyatts just pretty much destroyed them, and the Wyatts defeated the primetime players, and unfortunately, it's sad. The primetime players were not long ago at the WWE Tag Team Championship, and now they have nothing for them. That has to suck. And I don't know if you agree with me, Tom.
I know. It's funny because I saw the primetime players in there, and all I could think was, well, they're back to being jobbers because, man, they got jobbed pretty quick here. But you have to at least they're building the Wyatt family, so. It's interesting. I like it. The Wyatt family is at least being made to look like, a dominating force and not just, like a bunch of goofs. So I thought this, is a fine, showcasing of the Wyatt family. So nothing wrong here.
Yeah, and what was I going to say? Oh, yeah, I don't know if you agree with the caller I just talked to, but I said that if I'm gonna guess, the UPA will lose to the tag team, go to the Dudley Boys either this Saturday at the network special or at Hell in a Cell, and then they're gonna be going at it against the Wyatts afterwards. So that's my guess. I don't know if you agree with me, but I could see a Wyatt and Dudley Boys feud. A little down the road, maybe either in Survivor Series or a little bit after that. All right. Then let's get with the Miz TV segment. Miz TV, they had the special guest of Charlotte and Becky Lynch. They want to they just want to talk about what happened last week with Paige when she turned on them, and Charlotte wanted Paige to come out and see what was her problem. So basically, they'll talk about it or just fight. But instead of Paige, they got Team Bella, which Nikki was once again bragging last week that whenever she gets a rematch clause, she will become the Divas champion, and yada yada yada. And then they're all just mentioning she's the one that started the Divas Revolution. Charlotte said the people started the Divas Revolution, and what was I going to say? They wanted, whatever, they were just running their mouths to each other. Then Paige came out, and then running their mouths saying, it wasn't for me, Paige and Becky Lynch would have been on TV right now. And then they all just got a little brawl, and then ended up being a 6 Divas match, which is Paige teaming up with Charlotte and pretty much PCB against Team Bella, which the match was whatever. there's nothing interesting to talk about in this match. Or you could say the ending when Paige was about to walk out, and then Natalya goes up to her and says, "What's your problem?" This and that, and then Natalya walked to the PCB side, and then she just knocked down Natalya down, and Becky was like, "What's going on here?" Charlotte was distracted, and then she got a rack attack from Nikki Bella, and Team Bella ended up winning the match. So, yeah, there you go. There's all these rumors right now that it's possible Hell in a Cell match is going to take place for the Divas title. Possibly be Charlotte defend her title in a triple threat match against Nikki and Paige. I don't know if you're up for that, but if it is, I guess I'll be down for it. I'm going to be at Hell in a Cell, so fuck it. I guess I'll be down with that. But to me, from every prediction, it just seems like Charlotte will walk out champion. It's hard for me to believe she'll lose the title to either one of them two just for 1 month carrying the title, you know?
I mean, honestly, it doesn't really matter. I think this whole quote-unquote Divas Revolution, I fucking hate that. But that's what I have to classify it as because they just say it nonstop. This thing has just been such an utter and complete failure. I mean, at the beginning, you thought there was some traction. You know, there was a little bit of, you know, momentum and a little bit of interest in it. But very quickly and very shortly, they just ruined it, like they do a lot of things. It's WWE, I'm not surprised. I just, like, don't care anymore. It's just gotten to that point. You know, watching this whole Miz TV segment, it's just like, who cares? It's the same thing every week. Every single week. You see the same thing. The Bellas have to be in the title picture, and Charlotte says the same thing, and Becky says something quirky, and then Paige comes out, and then she turns face by, you know, being in the tag match tonight, but then she walks out, and she's supposed to be, you know, Paige is supposed to be this, you know, crazy rebel. I don't even know anymore. It's just this whole thing is just pointless at this stage. You know, I have 1,000 more interests in what's going on in NXT right now as far as the women's division is concerned, because you know what? I will say this. Dana Brooke obviously is still very green down in NXT, but at least she's getting better. She's still terrible on the mic. Her voice is still annoying. But at least, you know, you can work on that. You can find something. Alexa Bliss is improving. Of course, you have Bayley. Of course, you have the Iron Women's match coming up between Sasha Banks and Bayley, which is going to be a big-time match. You know, it's main eventing. And then, of course, you have Asuka, a.k.a. Kana, probably debuting soon. And, you know, I know we talked about a few weeks ago that there was plans for Eva Marie, you know, to get the title possibly within the next couple months. Apparently, now they're saying that those plans have kind of changed now with Asuka in WWE. And I'm looking forward to that. I am, like, a million times more excited to see Asuka kick the shit out of people than I am anything involved with the Divas on the main roster. That's how you garner interest. You bring in somebody different like Asuka, and it's going to garner interest. People are going to be like, "Who is this girl?" That, you know, that don't know her. Like I said, you see the differences between NXT and the main roster. And granted, yes, people are going to say, "Okay, Raw is a 3-hour show they have to produce week after week. NXT is only a 1-hour show." But I feel like you have 3 hours, so you should have plenty of opportunities to do something and create these fresh matchups, and they just don't do it. They just do the same thing every single week. But you know, that's just my whole thing on the Divas. Another, like I said, I feel like a broken record because I feel like I'm saying the same thing every single week when we talk about the Divas. It's just
they got to do something different
at the stage.
Yeah, they got they got to do something different. They got to split the teams. They got to have Sasha move on her own, or Charlotte and Becky move on their own, and see what happens. What scares me that a lot of people want to see Becky succeed, but I don't know if that will happen. I mean, to me, I'm worried that if Becky goes on her own, they'll just put her on main event, superstars, not that much, showing on the main roster on Raw or SmackDown. I don't think they'll have any angles for her if she goes back. That's what fears me. I think Charlotte would be okay. She'll be going against the Bellas and Paige and all that. But Becky, I'm not quite sure. That's what I'm afraid of. But I'm sure Sasha will be okay. Maybe Naomi and them too. But yeah, I don't want to see Becky taking the place of Lana, which she was out for a while and didn't do anything and decided to retire. So we'll see. But they got to do something different. They got to split the teams and have Sasha and then move on their own. All right, let's just move on to this Divas Revolution stuff, and let's just continue on. All right, let's go back to the Kane and Seth Rollins thing going on. They had that chick from the what's it called? Human Resources, evaluating Kane's job as Director of Operations. I guess she decided to have him, keep his job, but Seth Rollins went nuts, showing his own promo as he's a monster Kane and all this stuff. Then, he went berserk. Then he attacked Kane. He pedigreed him. Then he grabbed a chair, started beating the shit out of him with a chair. He messed up his ankle. And Kane was stretchered out. They put him in the ambulance. Somehow the ambulance stopped. Then red smoke was coming out of the ambulance. Then you see the Demon Kane coming in. And he started walking to the ring. And then him and Seth got a little add to it until Kane was about to tombstone him. Then Seth Rollins escaped and he ran away. And there you go. This Kane and Seth Rollins thing is still continuing, which fortunately this is looks like it's going to be the WWE title match at Hell in a Cell. But for me, attending this show, I'm just glad it's not the main event. I've seen crazier things like Slam, like Randy Orton versus Sheamus for the WWE title. I didn't give a shit about it, and that was not the main event. So I've seen some stuff like that before. And Rey Mysterio against Kane for the World Heavyweight title match, but that wasn't the main event. So I'm just glad it's not the main event. That's not going to go on last. Because I got a feeling if that was going to go last, people will leave the arena. But Tom, what you thought about this whole promo between Kane and Seth Rollins?
It was funny because I thought Kane was hilarious tonight on the backstage segments when he gave Seth Rollins the statue head.
Yeah.
he was just this sarcastic asshole all night. I thought it was hilarious. It was great. And then Seth Rollins, his Pope promo, I thought was funny as well. The whole breaking the ankle and then the Demon coming out, a little silly, but I mean, like I said, you go back to the Attitude Era and you've seen sillier. So, I mean, I can let that go. And as far as Seth Rollins versus Kane, I mean, I guess it's if you're doing it on a smaller pay-per-view like Hell in a Cell, it's not one of the major shows. It's a fine title match, but after Kane, what happens? I feel like we need a new sense of direction after Hell in a Cell, as far as the WWE title picture is concerned, because it's like they got to do something to spark up interest. I feel like there's just if Brock Lesnar's not in the title picture, I feel like people don't really care about it as much. So you need to kind of just gain some interest I don't know what their plans are, but we'll see. And we'll see what happens, going forward with this Kane Seth Rollins thing. I'm sure we'll see more promos and stuff as the weeks go on. So, like I said, it's okay. It's not like the best option that they could have done, but I mean, it is what it is. It makes sense, I guess, storyline-wise. So at least they're doing some continuity, which WWE rarely does. So I guess it's a positive in that aspect.
Okay, I just got a tweet from Nathan. He's listening to the show. Shout out to Nathan, by the way. He tweeted to me that Eyes in the Ring scroll down on Raw tonight. Nathan, if you want, let us know let me know what part was it so I could check it out tomorrow, because I still have Raw recorded on my DVR. I have not erased it yet because somebody wants to see it and hasn't watched it yet because we're watching football instead. So let me know what part of it so I could check it out. So yeah, shout out to Nathan, by the way, and his Eyes in the Ring tweet. Scroll down on the Raw tweet thing today. On my own personal one, Sinister632, one time WWE scrolled on my tweet one time on the WWE Network, actually, when I mentioned the NWO about saying they're probably the biggest, the greatest faction in all of wrestling, and they put that on there on the WWE Network. So I was like, oh shit, that's cool. And I even took a photo of it and put it on my Twitter a while back. So that's freaking cool. Yeah, I guess Nathan said he doesn't know. I guess someone tweeted to him about it, and he hasn't seen it yet. So I'm going to check. Hold on, he just sent me. An hour and 36 minutes onto the show. Okay, Nathan, I will check that out whenever I have a chance to. I'm not going to delete Raw. I'll check that out. And I'll probably take a picture of it and send it to you, Nate. Shout out to Nathan, by the way. Yeah. And thank you for your bike keeps blowing out the Chargers, because I don't want to move here in L.A. We have a caller. I'm thinking this is Nate. Hold on. 248, you're live on Wrestling Heads Radio. 248, you just hanged up on us. Please call back. But anyways, let's just move on. What else happened on Raw we didn't mention? Oh, hold on. We didn't mention about this, the backstage thing, which I think was kind of dumb, but I guess Dean and Randy Orton got some argument that I guess Randy Orton had a freaking, I guess he got offended when Dean said outsiders helping him out, and outsiders, And, fortunately, you all know this is going to end up the 6-man tag and Hell in a Cell, but, if this is what we're going to see in the feud this whole time, Randy Orton and Dean Ambrose not trusting each other until they get to their match against the Wyatt, is that what we're going to see the whole time? And freaking Roman Reigns playing Peacemaker? I think that's pretty much what we're going to see the whole time. But, yeah, I don't know what you thought of that, but I think it's stupid.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like this whole Wyatt, Reigns and Ambrose and now Orton thing is, I don't know. Like, it's good, but it could be a lot better. I feel like when we first started seeing hints of this feud, it was being built up. And now we're at this point, so it's kind of disappointing. It's not bad in any way. I just feel like it's kind of underwhelming. I feel like if they would have brought in somebody else, for the Night of Champions match, it kind of would have added to the feud instead of doing Jericho. So I don't know. It's more of a shame, though, that Bo Dallas lost to Randy Orton tonight on Raw. That is what we should be talking about. That is a shame, Bo Dallas is getting a job. At least he's on TV, though. At least Bo Dallas is on TV.
Well, I mean, yeah, Jeff, he got beat by Randy Orton. What's funny is that, the Buffalo Bills were in attendance, and he did mention, like, there's something missing on your resume. That's a Super Bowl, which that crowd berserked because, in case people don't know on football history, the Buffalo Bills in the 90s made to 4 straight Super Bowls, and they lost. And I believe one of them was to your New York Giants, if I'm not mistaken.
That's
they lost
right.
to them. Is that the one where Phil Simms was hurt and he still beat the Bills?
I believe so. That's the infamous game where the kicker on Buffalo missed the field goal at the end of the game.
Okay. Yeah, they lost to the New York Giants, twice to the Cowboys, and I also believe to the Redskins, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, they lost 4 straight Super Bowls. And I know it's funny, they're playing against each other this weekend. So I gotta note that out there. And I'm sorry, I'm picking Buffalo to beat your New York Giants this weekend. Hey, I'm not mad because the Rams play the Cardinals this weekend. Oh shit. But anyways, yeah, they ran and both guys got beat from the Buffalo Bills. And what's shocking to me, there's this player in Buffalo who had a lot of negative heat. Was at Raw, Richie Incognito, which he's a fucking idiot. He was out there drinking beer, looked like he was drunk, being an idiot. So hopefully does not put bad press because he's been putting negative stories the last few years, bullying John DeMartin. He was a former Ram. I mean, he wasn't hothead. I was glad they got rid of him because he done stupid penalties like cussing out the ref or whatever. And when they got rid of him, I was happy. So fuck him. And I'm hoping this doesn't show any negativity because him carrying the beer and jumping around like an idiot. I don't know if he was drunk or not, but I just hope they don't put no negativity to WWE because he was on the attendance and they got him on camera looking like a goof. So hopefully it doesn't happen. But I can tell you this though, I've seen football players get involved in these storylines. Like I remember I went to One Night Stand in San Diego when we played reviews out there, and I saw Sean Merriman, when he used to play with the Chargers, use a kendo stick on Chavo Guerrero, which I think that was pretty cool. So I thought the Bills were going to go in there and jump Bo Dallas, but I think they're saving their energy to your New York Giants this weekend, Tom. So, yeah. Not to Bo Dallas. But anyways, let's just move on to Bo Dallas and Randy Orton. I'm trying to think of other things. We didn't discuss about the Intercontinental title thing was Kevin Owens and Rusev. I think it ended up a draw because of freaking Ryback and Dolph Ziggler came down. But it looks like now, because it was rumored that it's going to be a Kevin Owens versus Ryback rematch, but now it looks like it could be a fatal 4-way at Hell in a Cell, which I'm going to the event. I don't mind seeing it. Tom, what you think? Possible fatal 4-way at Hell in a Cell?
That's what I'm thinking. I mean, I'm not sure, but that's what it's looking like. I thought they would have just done Kevin Owens Ryback rematch, So
yeah,
it's either going to be that or just a regular one-on-one rematch between Owens and Ryback. Who knows?
Yeah,
it could be. It could be that just they're setting up like a tag match for next week, and then they're just going to do Ziggler and Rusev again, maybe, and then Kevin Owens and Ryback again. Who knows? Or they could do the 4-way.
Yeah, like I said, for me, I think I'd rather see a 4-way than another Ryback and Kevin Owens rematch because I didn't like that match in Hell in a Cell. I think you see like it. I mean, not Hell in a Cell, Night of Champions. I think you see like it, but I wasn't up for it. But I just want Kevin Owens to move on and have someone else feud with the Intercontinental title, like maybe a Cesaro or a Adrian Neville. But we'll see what happens. So speaking about that, Neville had a match with Stardust. I thought this match would end their feud, but unfortunately, Wade Barrett made his return. And he knocked out Neville, then he knocked out Stardust, which he just grabbed the mic and he said, you know, the king, your king has returned. So I don't know what this is leading to, but possibly a triple threat match for Neville and Stardust, maybe? I don't know where this is going, but that's what it looks like to me.
They just need to end this whole Neville Stardust thing. Like, this should have been over a while ago, and they just keep on going with this. And, you know, Bear coming back is good because he's entertaining. But at the same time, I mean this with no disrespect to Barrett, nobody cares. And I mean that in the sense that he's just been booked so poorly that just nobody cares about him anymore. Like, you saw the reaction. You saw the reaction tonight. People just don't care. It's not a big return. It's not a big deal that he's back because he's not going to be in anything significant. He's not going to get this big push. So it's kind of pointless and meaningless. So,
yeah,
I don't know.
I mean, Wade Barrett, his whole career in the WWE, it's been up and down. Ups when they had that Nexus thing, and then it dropped down. When Nexus broke up, he was gone for a while. I mean, not gone, but he was just like, no one cared about him. And then the Bad News Barrett thing started up. People liked it. And then now he's King Barrett, and now he's back, so no one gives a shit about it no more. So, I don't know. We'll see. I just think he needs something different, like maybe a face turn or something. If not, just fucking release him. Seriously, I mean, there's really nothing. He's not interested to me. And if they release him tomorrow, I wouldn't give a shit, to be honest with you. But yeah, that will lead to open doors for guys like, you know, Finn Balor and them to come in the main roster. But fortunately, that's not gonna happen anytime soon. But yeah. But let's see what this leads to with Neville and Stardust. And let's just see what this leads to. Maybe a possible match at Hell in a Cell. Who knows? Pre-show, maybe. All right. Try to think, if I missed anything on Raw. I think that's about it. But I'll get to the main event, which John Cena is not involved in the main event, people. The main event was Roman Reigns against Bray Wyatt, which he wanted to wrestle him man to man. He told him to get your training wheels out of here because he said that either that or you're a little bitch. That kicked out Bray Wyatt and sent Braun Strowman and Luke Harper in the back. And unfortunately, this match ended a double count out, and they both got fucked up. They both ran to the thing, and that pretty much ended Raw. I think it was a shitty ending, to be honest with you, and that match was okay. Probably was the best match of the night, because I said the match, Raw wasn't that good because the matches weren't great. There was nothing exciting. Like, holy shit, this match is freaking awesome, and probably the main one was the best match of the night. I mean, they were beating each other, brawling it out until it got double count out, and that's how it ended. And yeah, that's how Raw ended. Tom, what's up with that main event?
I thought the main event was good. You know, it was a good brawl. You know, they were in the ring for a little bit, and then it just spilled outside, and the crowd was getting invested into the matchup, you know, toward the end, and you know, they were doing a lot of good spots toward the end. It was keeping the interest in the match, and I didn't get the ending though. Just, you know, after the spear through the announce table, Raw just like ended. It was spear through the table, both guys are knocked out. Okay, Raw is over. I was like, okay, that was a little bit of a odd ending, but I mean, I guess it makes a little bit of sense. but it was still good. These guys went out there and had a good match. You know, they just need a clear-cut resolution with this feud at Hell in a Cell. You know, they can't have any disqualifications, no countouts, you know, no more, you know, the Raw after Hell in a Cell. They do one more match. It needs to be, this is it for a while. You know, end it here somehow, some way, whatever plan they have for this. Because it's funny, because they said, you know, tonight is the night that we end it, and it ended in a, you know, double countout. So it was, like I said, it was still a good main event. You know, the ending sequence, it was good. A lot of good brawling. So I enjoyed it. So, like I said, it wasn't, like I said, the ending was a little bit out of nowhere. It kind of just like Raw ended after the spear, but it didn't really matter that much.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I was gonna say that, you know, fortunately, to me, Raw was bad, but I'm glad we talked an hour about it. But yeah, when our caller called in earlier, I mentioned that, you know, whole Roman Reigns thing. I mean, I feel like this feud's gonna end at Hell in a Cell, and I think he's going after Rollins at Survivor Series. Do you think the same thing? Because I'm hearing all these rumors that the main event WrestleMania they're planning is to be Roman Reigns against John Cena, and Roman Reigns is going to be the champion going against Cena. So I think this is probably the way they're going. I don't know what you think, but I have a feeling this is the way they're going.
I don't know. Like, obviously, I think Reigns, they have to do an ending to the whole Shield breakup storyline, because that's still going on, and we don't have a clear-cut resolution. So Reigns taking the title from Rollins would be, you know, kind of like the ending to it. And, you know, I think from this point, since we're almost at October, from this point on, we're going to start hearing rumors of all these WrestleMania matches. I've seen like 50 different rumored matches. I've seen Reigns and Ambrose. I've seen Reigns and Cena. I've seen Cena Taker. I've seen all these different matches. So anything is up in the air for WrestleMania. As we've seen in the past, WrestleMania plans can always change.
Yeah.
And even if we get all the rumors, you know, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I'm also hearing Taker versus Braun Strowman at WrestleMania, and this guy at the AWS line was telling me this weekend that, you know, that match announced in Mexico, which the Brothers of Destruction are going to reunite going against Luke Harper and Braun Strowman. I guess they want to test out how an Undertaker and Braun Strowman match could work out if they go out in that live show. So that's what they're saying as a possible opponent for Undertaker, Braun Strowman. But hey, we'll see. It's not like the first time Undertaker wrestled a big dude at a WrestleMania. I remember Giant Gonzalez, Mark Henry.
Oh God! Why do you have to remind me of that? That was so fucking horrible. Undertaker and Giant Gonzalez. Like, if you look at the Undertaker's WrestleMania matches up until I'd say Kane at WrestleMania 14, holy shit, they were so bad. Like, the Jimmy Snuka match was terrible. The Jake Roberts match was good. I'd say that maybe that was really the only good match. But King Kong Bundy, Giant Gonzalez was fucking god-awful. Him versus Diesel was pretty bad. Him versus Sid was pretty bad. It's like, if you're going to put The Undertaker against a big man, you have to make it so that it's a big man that can be agile like The Undertaker. Because even now, Undertaker's still a little agile. I don't think he's jumping over the top rope like he used to, but he's still a pretty agile guy for his size. So you can't have somebody slow in there. You need someone who's big and agile. So I don't know. Like I said, we're gonna hear 100 different rumor matches for the Undertaker. Like I said, we're probably gonna hear Taker Cena, Taker Braun Strowman, Taker Sting. I don't know what else. Taker Roman Reigns. I don't know. You'll hear every rumored match under the sun.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Before we come out of the break, I want to discuss one more thing about the city you live in, New York. WWE announced earlier this morning at WWE.com that SummerSlam, both on Raw, they pretty much announced that SummerSlam will be returning to the Barclays Center in 2016 and 2017. And they're going to have all those three events again, like NXT TakeOver, SummerSlam and Raw, again in those 2 years. Tom, what you think about those events happening in Brooklyn, and what are we going to be seeing not only in WWE but the whole entire wrestling world? This being affecting the whole entire wrestling world.
I mean, SummerSlam is kind of turning into WrestleMania Light. They're doing Access. They've been doing Access for years, and obviously, this year was, I think, the biggest that they've done for SummerSlam with NXT. With all the different panels and Access that's like going on, and all the different media events. So they're turning it obviously into the clear-cut second biggest show, which is weird because I always kind of consider the Royal Rumble like the second biggest show of the year after WrestleMania. But obviously WWE sees more opportunity for media events for SummerSlam, and I always like to think that we should give different cities different pay-per-views each year, because think about it. Like, if you gave Philadelphia, just for example, the Royal Rumble every single year for 5 years, people would be a little upset because the Rumble is a big show, and people want to see that, so you're kind of jipping out of the cities on getting that. So
I feel you on that, because SummerSlam here, having here 6 years, I got tired of it. I got tired of it probably the fourth year. I was like, can we get something else? I know we can't get WrestleMania here. We don't have a fucking football team, and we don't have an updated stadium to have a fucking WrestleMania here. So at least give us Royal Rumble or a fucking Survivor Series. But we're getting Hell in a Cell this year.
It all just comes down. It comes down to business. Obviously, I think WWE, made kind of like a deal with the Barclays Center. They probably, I don't know if they saved any money from it. I'm not working in WWE's financial department, so I don't know if they saved money from doing this because they, signed a deal. But you have to think about how many people, New York City, it's a big destination, especially, I think, in the summertime. Actually, all year round. I shouldn't say just the summertime. You have people coming in 12 months of the year, all different tourists. So it's a big tourist destination. So they figure that's going to be a big draw. You get a lot of people overseas, get a lot of people from, the United Kingdom that can come over because it's easier for them, to get a flight from the United Kingdom to New York because it's a straight direct flight, as opposed to if it was in LA, you wouldn't get people from the United Kingdom coming in. So
because I noticed the last year they had SummerSlam here, there's people from other cities coming to check out SummerSlam, and I was like, oh shit, they're making it like a WrestleMania thing. Because I met these chicks from Philadelphia, I think, and they were here to watch SummerSlam. I think I met some from Scotland. I mean, all these people around the world. It's like almost another PWG show. They're traveling to come to see PWG. I was tripping out. I was like, okay, it's cool. Everybody's here to see SummerSlam. That's cool, I guess. But I guess when they realize that, they're starting to realize, okay, it's another event from people around the world want to check out. Okay, let's just move it to New York City. And unfortunately, they made a deal with the Barclays Center, and they're going to have it there for the next 2 years. I heard that same report about the Staples Center here in Los Angeles, that they have a deal with them to do a pay-per-view every year, and that's why we got freaking Hell in a Cell. But I don't know, after Hell in a Cell, will we have another pay-per-view here in 2016? And I was also thinking, what if they do one of those live network specials in the Staples Center? That's another possibility. I think that I can go down. So I was talking to a buddy about that who asked. He gave me the source that WWE and Staples Center made a deal to have at least a pay-per-view every year in Los Angeles. And I try to figure out, are they going to continue doing more in 2016? But he says he's not sure. I'll get back to you on that. But I asked him, is it possible we're going to do network specials in Staples Center? That got me thinking, okay, that's probably another direction they want to do. So,
yeah, and like I said, at the end of the day, it comes down to business, and it comes down to WWE, trying to get as many people in on SummerSlam weekend as possible. Because you have to think that if you have people that are going to, first of all, you're thinking about how many people are in the New York metropolitan area. It's 20 million people plus, if you're counting, New York City, New Jersey, even people, there's a lot of people in southern Connecticut that can get to New York City very easily. So just those people is a large number of people. So they're taking that into consideration because it's such a dense, large population in such a small area. But you said all the people that are coming in and make it like a SummerSlam weekend, because now that NXT is getting into bigger arenas, you have to think, okay, if someone's traveling, they're going to make it into a weekend. They're going to go to NXT, they're going to go to SummerSlam, and then they're going to go to Raw, kind of make it like a big 3-day weekend, like someone would do for a SummerSlam. They come in for the weekend and stay a couple of days, and they see all the different events. So, comes down to business. So it's good that it's in New York. You always get good crowds here, and you mix it in with a lot of the, like I said, a lot of the UK people that come in. So guaranteed to have some pretty good SummerSlam crowds for the next couple of years. So I guess that's a positive coming out of this.
Yeah, also this, I'm not saying there's a bad effect, but look at the independent world of it. You're going to have more maybe House of Glory shows going on that weekend. Will the Ring of Honor do another show during the SummerSlam weekend? Now they're knowing that it's going to be 2 years straight in New York, and they're going to have NXT. Will Ring of Honor do another Field of Honor there that same weekend?
Probably. I wouldn't.
Yeah, probably.
I wouldn't doubt it. I'm pretty sure they'd probably put it as the same weekend at SummerSlam. And also because if you look at the Field of Honor show from this year, it drew really well. I think it drew better than last year. I think they had 2,000 people plus at MCU Park.
Yeah, and plus they brought in New Japan talent too. So
yeah, so they're going to be taking advantage of it, and people are going to be a lot of people are going to be looking for that too, because they're going to say, all right, I'm going to go to SummerSlam, but there's a lot of big indie fans. In the New York area, also a lot of people that are, like we mentioned, coming in that are traveling, that are like, maybe I won't go to NXT. I want to check out. I never get to see Ring of Honor, so I want to see Ring of Honor and WWE in the same weekend. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see, how other indie promotions, work around, what SummerSlam weekend is going to be, because like we're saying, it's kind of turning into WrestleMania light.
Yeah, and what I was going to say is that I was gonna say is that if I was Ring of Honor, I would start bringing New Japan talent in this event because I think that's really the main reason why they draw, because they're bringing New Japan talent. Like it's rare, so rare that Shinsuke Nakamura and Okada and them comes to the United States. And I know they had War Awards last year, but there's probably guys that missed the show and they want to check out the event. So, I mean, it's your opportunity. And then, you have Ring of Honor having the 14th anniversary in Vegas. I'm waiting for the announcement so I can buy my ticket because I know that shit's going to sell out quick because, they're bringing New Japan talent, on this side of the country. I had an opportunity to go see them. So I have to check this out, So a lot of them are bringing New Japan talent because now, in NXT, you're going against NXT, you got to bring that New Japan talent over. So, yeah. All right. Let's take a little commercial break, and as we come back, we'll talk more news around the wrestling world. And also, I got a source about PWG that no one knows about. All right, we'll be right back.
Good afternoon, this is England's Zack Sabre Jr. And when I'm not drinking tea and hanging out with the Queen, I am always listening to Wrestling Heads Radio. Cheerio.
Hello friends, this is Matt Seidel. You are using your brain and listening to Wrestling Heads. Respect.
My name is Rich Swan, and we're at PWG. But you are now listening to the Wrestlehead Radio.
Oh, shucky, ducky, quack, quack.
I know skits or fucking Instagram, and they're in the fucking soundboard. They'll have to play that shit. So that's them, all right. And go Dodgers! They just tied the ninth inning against the Giants. They win. They clinched the West. So I am happy right now. Anyways, I was gonna say, yeah, I got a little source going around, Tom. That I'm not gonna get the name of the source, but so far PWG have not announced anything about a show or anything, only about their DVDs about Bola Week. I hope you got your DVD ready because Bola Week was awesome. Or weekend. That shit was awesome. I hope you can check it out and buy that DVD, Tom. But unfortunately, the source I got telling me that the next PWG show will take place on December 11th and 12th, All-Star Weekend. This source is almost a little accurate, but it's pretty. I'm almost saying it's like 100% sure this is going to happen. But yeah, PWG looks like they're going to take a long break from the Bola thing and save it all the way to December till All-Star Weekend. I don't know what you think about my source told me about this, but what you think? PWG, you gotta wait to PWG all the way to December. Can you wait that long, Tom?
I don't know. I mean, I do have to catch up on Bola, of course, all three stages. So that's going to eat up some time. I still have to watch 3 Mendes 4 as well. So it's always going to eat up some time. I'm looking forward, of course, every year around the fall and winter. PWG puts up their annual sale. So I'm looking forward to that as well. But it doesn't matter. I am surprised they are skipping, September, October, and November. Usually they'll put in another show in before. Usually in December they'll do the All-Star weekends. Sometimes they do something else. Last year they did Black Hole Sun, which was just a one-day show. But usually it's, like a month or two. Now waiting, 3 months. But who knows? Something else could pop up. They could decide that they want to do a show before then. Maybe they decide that they can't. So just have to keep updated on what's going on.
You don't think this is holding up because of the Bucks? I think they're going to be really busy with Japan and Ring of Honor the next few months, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I know New Japan, right when, I'll say right about now, because both Destruction shows are over now. You have King of Pro Wrestling coming up in October, which is a really big event, and everything from then on is going to be leading into Wrestle Kingdom. So for the next, 2-3 months, New Japan's really going to be building up to Wrestle Kingdom 10. So, the Bucks are probably the centerfold of that junior tag team division. So I imagine they're going to be over there a lot. I don't know if they're going to be, doing all the little road shows or the house shows that New Japan does, but it's going to be interesting. And you have to think it's an interesting decision that PWG decided to put the tag titles on them, and now they can't, use them as much. I know this weekend, Nick Jackson actually had to miss Ring of Honor and 2CW because his wife, I believe, went into labor. If I'm not mistaken, I'm fairly certain. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but luckily, Mr. Matt Jackson got to go to Ring of Honor and 2CW, so big props to him. Because the Young Bucks, I feel like, are one of the only tag teams left where they go together everywhere. You rarely see them doing single stuff. So big props to Matt Jackson to, go out by himself. And hopefully everything's good with Nick Jackson's wife. Best of luck to them. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting what's going on with, them in Ring of Honor in the upcoming months and PWG. So it's definitely something to look out for.
Yeah, and them Young Bucks keep popping babies, don't they? But, yeah. But we'll see. I mean, this is what the source is telling me. It's almost accurate, this source. So probably won't hear no announcement of PWG for a while for our next show. So, we'll just see what happens. It's just lately they've only been tweeting about Ebola, their DVDs and all that. But, that's what my source telling me, and we'll see. We'll see. But thank God they're not doing the same weekend as Stardom when they're coming here in L.A. Speaking about Stardom, we're having Thunder Rosa on the show. I want to say the 10th, the day after NXT TakeOver. So we're having Thunder Rosa here. We're going to talk about Stardom USA when they come in here in Los Angeles to talk about those two shows. And I just saw her just recently this weekend at AWS. She lost to Sage Sin. So, yeah, we're going to have her on. And also Thursday, we're having Ali Parker back on the show for the third time. She'll be back here on Wrestling Heads Radio. See what she got. I know lately she's been on a, I guess she had to remove her kidney to save someone else's life, I believe. So we're going to talk about that and other things she's going on. And I guess she's getting back in the ring. She's ready to get back in the ring. So, yeah, we'll talk some more with Ali Parker going back. And I'm sure Tom's out here to, can't wait for Ali Parker for this weekend. I'm sure it's right this Thursday.
Yeah, should be a great interview. Looking forward to seeing what she has to say about everything. Obviously, what she did was a great thing, so I'm looking forward to hearing all about it.
Yeah, definitely. You say you saw that New Japan event this weekend, right?
I saw the Destruction in Okayama, which is the September 23rd event. The Destruction in Kobe. The Destruction in Kobe I haven't gotten to yet. I'm probably going to get to tonight. And I heard it was a pretty good show. So probably talk a little bit about that on Thursday's show.
All right.
So any New Japan talk we'll save for Thursday. I got to give a big shout out to all the wrestling that went on this weekend. I know Ring of Honor had a couple events this weekend. They were up in Lockport, New York. Heard that was a good event. Beyond Wrestling had a couple events as well. I think Biff Busick made his final appearance in Beyond Wrestling.
Yeah.
Apparently, of course, if you don't know, all the rumors point to him going to NXT. So, and that's where Biff Busick really kind of, cut his teeth and, became, the star that he became on the indie scene was because of Beyond Wrestling. So, but I heard Beyond Wrestling put on 2 great shows, the G Triple R, I'll call it, and Powder Keg. So they put on 2 great shows. I heard 2CW put on 2 great shows, one last night up in Syracuse, New York, and then they had a show tonight up in Binghamton, New York, and heard there was a bunch of great matches on there as well. And the Bucks were actually, like I just mentioned before, they were actually scheduled for both shows. I think last night, Matt Jackson teamed up with Mike Bailey and took on the Dojo Bros, and I think tonight Matt Jackson teamed up with Roderick Strong to take on the Wolves. So big props to 2CW for pulling out those matches when one half of one of the best tag teams on the earth can't make it to the show. So it's always good. I think that's a very underappreciated part about independent wrestling is when, wrestlers, their flights get mixed up or they can't make it to a show because of personal problems or whatever. And I see so many independent companies, finding ways to make it work. So I got to give a big shout out to them.
Yeah, definitely. You know what? I was not going to bring this up, but I just saw this right now. You're probably not a big fan of this, Tom, but TNA Bound for Glory just added some new matches. I'm going to give up the updated card right now. This is going to take place this Sunday, actually, on pay-per-view, which is the main event is going to be for the TNA World Championship. Drew Galloway will be going against the champion, Ethan Carter III. The TNA King of the Mountain Championship match will be Bobby Lashley going against Bobby Roode. And also the TNA Knockouts match, Awesome Kong going against Gail Kim. She's the champ right now. Ultimate X match, which is so far Tigre Uno is the champion, but they have not yet announced the other opponents in this Ultimate X match. If I take a guess, I don't know if you saw Impact last week, but Matt Nick took off his mask, and I'm assuming he's gonna wrestle as T.J. Perkins now on TNA. So I'm guessing he's gonna be in there. Probably Mandrews, and the other one probably Rockstar Spud. I don't see him in the card, but I could be wrong. We'll see. TNA Tag Team Championships. From Global Force Wrestling, I thought they're gone, but Brian Myers and Trevor Lee, they're going to be going against the Wolves for the tag team channel. All right, and I guess they brought back Brian Myers and Trevor Lee on this. And for Bound for Glory, they have a gauntlet match, Bound for Gold gauntlet match. It will be Mr. Anderson, The Abyss, Molly Shera, Tyrus, Robbie E., Jesse Connors, Ian O'Shea, Eli Drake, and Chris Melendez. They're all going to be participating in this gauntlet match for the Bound for Gold gauntlet, I guess. And Kurt Angle has a mystery opponent for this Sunday. And also, the Pope, D'Angelo De Niro, has a special guest commentator in this on the show. It says a huge name. I'm not going to give out any details, but you have to order the pay-per-view to find out who it is. But just to put it out there, TNA's Bound for Glory, that's the card right now. Maybe they'll add more matches. I don't know, but they brought it back. I don't know your thoughts, Tom, but they're bringing back Trevor Lee in TNA. What do you think about that?
That's good. Always good to, bring in some outside talent into TNA. Like I said, I think they could use it. I think they could use the interest to bring in just some new outside indie people. But, I like it. Anything to give Trevor Lee more airtime, the better. But I don't know. It's just like I've heard so little about TNA this last, I'd say, couple weeks, maybe even a month. Nothing's really going on with them. There's not a lot of hype going into this pay-per-view. I've seen very, very little coverage, very little hype going into the show. I actually didn't even know it was a Sunday. I knew it was in October, but I didn't even know it was a Sunday. And it's a shame. It's a shame. I know they were running some live events, and they didn't draw very well. I think they might have even canceled a couple of their live events. Like I said, anybody can correct me if I'm wrong on that. I will admit that I'm wrong on that. But I don't know. Like I said, it's kind of, we're getting down to the end of the line for TNA. I know I'm fairly certain Destination America is keeping TNA on, I think, until they said 2016. I don't know when exactly. I want to say they're going to end it in January or February. I think they extended it, trying to give them some more time, to find a new home, kind of like what Spike TV did. So we'll see. Like I said, people think that I just like to shit on TNA, but best of luck to them. Best of luck to them this weekend. Hope the show goes good. Hope the wrestlers are able to make some good money this weekend. So, best of luck to TNA.
Yeah, wish them luck, because this is the third network to cancel on them. If you go back, they Fox Sports West had them. They got rid of them. Spike TV, they were in there for years. They got rid of them. And now Destination America, it's only for like a year, and then they're gonna cancel them too, and we'll see. Well, we don't know if they're gonna keep Ring of Honor, because hopefully they can keep them. They were saying it's just only a test if they're worth keeping, but we'll see. We'll see any wrestling at all in Destination America in 2016. So see what happens. And I wish TNA luck, the best. I think it'd be hard for them to find a new network, because you got 3 networks counting on them. Where else can they go? Which other station will want to bring TNA to their station? It'd be very difficult. So I wish them luck on that. And I know they have multiple deals still going on, multi-year deals with other countries like London and stuff. But yeah, like I said, it's gonna be hard for them in the U.S. market with all those 3 networks counting on them. So yeah, wish them luck and see what happens. Like I said, well, I'm not one of those guys. I know TNA's probably been bad, but I'm not one of those guys to say, what, fuck TNA, let them die, fuck it. There's fucking wrestlers and staff members that work for TNA. They have families and shit they gotta feed. So some of the wrestlers probably have ideas what to do if TNA does, if they do fold. But what about the staff members and all them? The crew. What about them? That's the other thing I think about too. So yeah, unfortunately, it's sad they're in this situation. There was one point that was good at one time. They had talent like AJ Styles, they had Sting, they had Hogan, they had Samoa Joe. But unfortunately, they're stuck in this hole right now, and we'll see how it goes. So all right, well, so as I say, let's wish them luck, and good luck to them. By the way. I just want to let everybody know this weekend I'm going to be at IWO. Their show is it's basically like their WrestleMania. It's called New Era 10. It's their 10th show. I'm going to be there this weekend, and I'm gonna get the card real fast just to talk about it for a bit. But I can tell you this: the main event is going to be the champion Peter Avalon. He's going to defend his title against Ray Rosa. Yes, PP Ray are gonna go at it for the IWO championship. So that's the main event. For the IWO Tag Team Championship, the Tag Team Mixtape Kings, which they're the tag champs, they're going to be going against our guest from last week. He's in this tag team called the Black Parade. Will be Eli Airfly and Pinky, and the Suburban Commandos, who were in headlines recently. They were in a WWE tryout, and they got gassed, and they didn't want to continue on the tryout. So yeah, they're going to be going against them in a triple threat match. For the IWO Anarchy Championship, you got the champion, Justin Reich. He's basically known as the IWO guy. This is actually a Kiss My Foot match, by the way, going against Damien Devine. He's a guy who he's anti-IWO, and that's a little storyline they're going. And I guess the loser got to kiss someone's foot, just like the Bret Hart and Jerry Lawler match that happened back in the 90s. So this is going to be going on. For the IWL Breakout Championship, the American Oni, he's the champion, going against Joseph Knox. They're just two young guys, up-and-coming dudes. That's basically what the IWL Breakout Championship guys. They're just coming out and they fight for the championships. So yeah, that's what's going to go down. Paul London will be in the house. He's going to be going against Eric Cross. If you know him from Championship Wrestling from Hollywood, he's going to be going against Paul London, which everybody knows who Paul London is. A good match right here. Elimination three-way match. B-Boy going against Tyler Bateman and Ryan Kidd. Tyler Bateman and B-Boy are awesome. Ryan Kidd, I only saw him wrestle one time, but I can tell you this, though. He had a little history with Skids. He grabbed his glasses and took his glasses from him, so I can tell you that. Skids hated when I brought that up, but I do that. And also, Tom's favorite wrestler, Joey Ryan, will be going against his other favorite wrestler, Big Nasty Eric Watts. And a tag team showcase, four-way showcase match. You got the team of Tag Team Strong going against this chick right here. I've been seeing her lately, Laura James, and her partner will be, or was a guest 2 weeks ago, Raze. They're going to be teaming up, and they're going to be going against Kimura, the chick from Arizona. Steven Andrews, which if you watch Championship from Hollywood, that name will be familiar. Steven Andrews, and from Chikara, your tag team that you know, Tom, the Hive. They will be there this Saturday. And another tag team match, Johnny Savoy and Devin Sparks going against Simon Leon and Che Cabrera. That'll be interesting. And the Breakout Showcase Gauntlet match. You got DeMarco Wilson, Douglas James. That's the guy I keep telling you guys to keep an eye on. Douglas James. He actually me have an IWL asking me for a wrestling head shirt, but we'll probably get him a little later. Ruben Iglesias. We're going against Ruben Iglesias versus Ali Hussein. He's from Championship from Hollywood. A guy that freaking skits like, he's like a little pretty boy. That the name I have to mention, Biagio. Cannot pronounce his last name. Santiago. He's like another Tyler Breeze dude. He's in this match, and Blake Garrison. Also, the Teenage Ninja Turtles will be there with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles band. Well, I'll be there Saturday. I'll watch the WWE Network special later. But I'll be there this Saturday, and this is going to take place. If you're from LA, you can write this down. It's going to be at the American Legion Post in Baldwin Park. You guys want to look into that. If you guys want to go to that show, go for it. It's their biggest show of the year. It's like their WrestleMania, so you don't want to miss that out. And last year they had Monster Mafia. Well, back-to-back years they had Monster Mafia and other names before in the past, like Michael Elgin been on their show. I also believe John Morrison been on their show. So, yeah, check it out if you want to check this out. Check their old past stuff if you want to. Go to the IWL.com to check it out. So, I'll be there this Saturday. I have Wrestling Head shirts. I have it large and extra large on me only. So, that's all I have. If you want something your size, go to ProWrestlingTees.com/WrestlingHead. But anyways, I got something we could talk about, Tom. We did me and Sketch we didn't talk about it all, but Lucha Underground is reportedly going to start doing tapings in December. Tom, what you think? Lucha Underground coming back is going to take place in the same temple, and now they're doing tapings in December. That's what's going down. And or they could do an episode. The season could start in January. Is what I'm hearing. And also, I'm hearing they're gonna tape less episodes a season, not like 39 they had for the first season. They're gonna have less on this season. So, Tom, what you think of Lucha Underground coming back?
Just like I said when we talked about when season 2 was announced, I'm so damn excited to have Lucha Underground back. It was probably the best wrestling show on TV, one of the best wrestling products out there. It was just a complete package, you know. I liked the whole aspect of of making it a TV show, and yet all the interviews with Dario Cueto and all the different cool behind-the-scenes things that they did, and all the different camera angles that they had when they were doing matches and bringing in all the AAA guys. You know, without Lucha Underground, I wouldn't have, been exposed to so many great AAA talents like Pentagon Jr., Phoenix, Mil Muertes. I know who Mil Muertes was prior to AAA, but he's still doing good stuff. And it's also allowed, some SoCal talent to get some national TV exposure, outside of Championship Wrestling from Hollywood, which is another great show that SoCal is producing. But it's also allowed guys like Ricochet to kind of go under a different persona but still do the same thing. And, a guy like Brian Cage. Brian Cage was, being booked quite heavily, but, he got to go to AAA, and he was, the semi-main event for AAA's biggest show of the year. So you have to think that was all in part to Lucha Underground and what he did there. So, I love the show, and I hope it just keeps going. I hope that, season 2 is bigger than season 1. And it's just, I always hope that there's a way that, because there was so much speculation that we didn't know if they had the finances for season 2 or they had the proper backing. And, Lucha Underground thrives on, I think right now it's like social media. It's people tweeting. It's all that sort of stuff. It's YouTube views. So hopefully they can incorporate, getting a official Lucha Underground shop. I think they have one, right?
Yeah, they do.
So hopefully expand on that, get some more shirts out, get some more merchandise out, have a way for people to kind of support it. And, I talked about it. It's also going to hopefully benefit the El Rey Network, an up-and-coming, broadcasting channel. And, El Rey is definitely a unique type of channel. A lot of cult classics on there, a lot of horror movies. Definitely, I think it's a cool channel. It's something, cool, as compared to I mean, there's other good networks, but like when you compare it to USA Network, where we're getting the freaking Chrisleys after Monday Night Raw pretty soon. I saw a commercial for that, made my head want to explode. But it's just you have an up-and-coming show on an up-and-coming network. I can't wait. I can't wait for season 2. Can't wait to see what they got up their sleeve. I've been missing it. I didn't realize it until I'd say about a couple weeks ago, 3 or 4 weeks ago, how empty my Wednesday nights were. There's TNA. Ring of Honor does come on at 11 o'clock on Destination America, a little later they originally were at, and there's TNA. But Lucha Underground, I thought, was the main show on Wednesdays. That's something that everybody was tuning into. So, season 2, really looking forward to it. Can't wait to see what happens. Can't wait to see all the typical guys come back. Can't wait to see who else they might bring in as well.
Yeah, I mean, just can't wait for an announcement. When's the next show? If I can start heading over there. I mean, with all these sources, when I first telling me that PWG ain't gonna do show till December, I'm wondering if that's the target that has been. I mean, dating, because if you think about it, if they want to bring back the Lucha guys, I mean, Dragon and them don't have to pay their flight. They can, after whatever Pentagon and them doing Lucha Underground, they can just head to PWG and do a show. I mean, just imagine, they just only got to just pay them. They don't have to pay their flight. Just think about that, So why not do a show during the tapings of Lucha Underground, I mean, that'd be freaking awesome. I mean, that'd be a plus for PWG to bring the luchadors in there, and those guys are making money from doing lucha and PWG. Not only that, merchandise. This Pentagon, Pentagon shirt was sold out. People were buying the shirts all over the fucking place. So, I mean, I'm sure they want to come back to PWG. Pentagon needs new gear because his shit sold out last time he was there Gola weekend. So, yeah. So that'd be great. I mean, to see, have Lucha Underground come back, and can't wait and see what they do in season 2. I want to see more, see if they bring any talent now that he lost one. I don't know what you think about this. Lucha Underground has released Hernandez. I don't know what you thought of that. I mean, maybe we know why, because of the TNA. Maybe because the TNA thing could be the reason why they released them. But they released Hernandez. I don't know what your thoughts of that.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that big of a deal, and that's no disrespect to Hernandez. It's just he didn't play that big of a part on Lucha Underground. He was just kind of the older veteran on there. And, like I said, the whole thing that went down with TNA, it was kind of no surprise. So, yeah, like I said, it's a shame he's not on there because, like I said, have as many people working as possible. But I trust Lucha Underground. I trust their decision, and I know they're going to be bringing in some more great talent. So,
yeah. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, talk to Christian Joseph. He said he might bring in the Psycho Circus. Skits mentioned them to bring in Austin Aries. We'll see if they'll do that. I mean, who knows what more talent to bring in for Lucha Underground. But I know it's going to be a great stuff to watch. And hopefully it didn't worn out. Like Vampiro said, it's red hot right now while we're waiting, I mean, you got to keep going with it. So we'll see. We'll see what happens, and wish Lucha Underground the best. And let's see how season 2. Let's see if season 2 is even better than season 1. And remember, Mil Muertes is still your Lucha Underground champion. Just got to put that out there. All right. We're getting in towards the end of the show. We're gonna. I think it's time for us to put our plugs out there. Let's just put our plugs. you can follow us at Wrestling Heads on Twitter and Instagram, Google Plus, Periscope. We have all that, so you just want to follow us there. Check out WrestlingHeads.com. Skits out there posting stuff. Not only just skits, we have writers, blogging, and all that. So if you should check out WrestlingHeads.com. Also, support us. Buy a tee. Go to ProWrestlingTees.com/WrestlingHeads and be cool like Chuck Taylor, Pentagon Jr. I try to think of their names as our shirts. Nicole Savoy, Biff Busick. They all have Wrestling Head shirts. You should get one too. I mean, sometimes it's good luck. Ask Peter Avalon and B-Boy. You know, it could be good luck. Maybe you can get laid if you get that shirt. Also, follow our co-host. He's gonna make it today. Skits. He's gonna be there. I mean, follow him. I don't know why I say he's gonna be here, but yeah, follow him at WH Skits. Also, if you haven't, subscribe us on iTunes, the Elite Podcast Network, or you can go on YouTube/Wrestling Heads to listen to our old shows or feature shows on that channel. So, I mean, if you want to check old interviews that we did with Eli Everfly, all three of them are there. Allie Parker, who's going to be our guest on Thursday, we have an older one there for her. She's going to be there. She's on there. And like Ray's, Famous B, Michael Elgin, Dominic Dijak, Detective Dan Barry, even Madnick from TNA. We even have an interview with him. Also, current referee Drake Younger. We have an old interview with him in there too. So you want to check that out. Just subscribe us, and you never know who we can bring in the future. But I know this Thursday we're bringing Allie Parker, and I think October the 10th we're bringing in Thunder Rosa to Wrestling Heads Radio, so you guys don't want to miss that out. And you can follow me at Sinister632 on Twitter, Instagram, and Periscope. You can follow me there. Give me a follow. Like my pictures, I guess. Like the Wrestling Heads one, like our pictures. You never know whose pictures might pop up, but there's a picture of me and John Cena on there. You can check that out. And, yeah, I think that's about it. I have any plugs to give out, so Tom, go for it.
Yep, you can follow me on Twitter at @2tweetme. I believe my Periscope is the same as well, so follow me both on there. I've been very, very bad with tweeting. I haven't been tweeting much lately, but trying to get back into the swing of things, getting back into New Japan events, getting into some independent shows. I'll be tweeting my thoughts of, and whatever bullshit comes up, it's Twitter. It's just it's all whatever pops up. So follow me both on there. Make sure you guys are following everybody on the Elite Podcast Network. We have Indie Power Rankings tomorrow and Wednesday. Tomorrow night, I believe Indie Power Rankings starts with Carolina's Quarter at 8 o'clock Eastern, and then I believe Matt Graham will be on at 9 as usual, and then, of course, as they do every week, Tag Team Top 5 Reveal Wednesday, 3 o'clock Eastern, here on the Elite Podcast Network. Uncle Mike and Tom Show, one was released last week. Probably another one this week, so that should be released most likely Thursday, as it does every week. Check that out. Follow Tom Richards on Twitter at the Tom Richards. He was at 2CW this weekend. He had live results. He has pictures up from the event, so follow him there. Follow the Weekly Wrestling Podcast at Weekly W Podcast. Wrestling with myself, Scotty O'Shea, a podcast from a wrestler, so very different perspective. So make sure you check that out. It's a fun bullshit podcast. So you like to go on there, talk some wrestling, talk whatever. It's a fun time. It's a great listen. And Eyes on the Ring, of course, every single Sunday. And you can follow them at Eyes on the Ring on Twitter, eyesonthering.com. And, make sure you guys are going out, supporting some wrestling, smartmarkvideo.com, highspots.com. I know you people want your PWG DVDs. I believe they're shipping out this week. So you better get those orders in because I'm pretty sure they're going to be selling pretty quickly. So, but there's a bunch of other great stuff going on. I know Alpha One Wrestling's latest event, No King for Our Crown. I believe their event is up on smartmarkvideo.com. Make sure you check them out. I know they got a lot going on. They got a big show coming up in a little bit, which, of course, Matt Grant will probably be on to talk more about it since he's there every single show. And, follow Matt Grant. You know what? Go follow Matt Grant on Twitter, at Matthew Grant. But I believe if you replace the A with a 4, that's the correct Twitter handle. And follow Skitch. Follow Skitch, Mr. I'm at the Dodgers, at Dodger Stadium, at WH Skitch. He's watching some AC/DC, as I saw on Periscope. I saw it pop up on my feed on my phone, and I was like, "Damn, Skip, getting to see AC/DC." But shout out to Skip. Not sure if he'll be on Thursday. It's always a maybe.
Yeah, I think he'll be on. I think he'll be on Thursday. I think he said he'll be on Thursday. The Dodgers are still out of town with the Giants, and right now they're doing extra innings, and hopefully the Dodgers win to clinch the damn West already.
Yeah, a lot of stuff going on, people. So big interview Thursday. Skits will be on. All three of us will be on. It'll be a fun time. Make sure you guys are calling in, tweeting, asking questions, participating within the show. So that's all I got. I'm out of plugs. I'm out of everything. I can't think of anything else.
All right, everyone. You'll have a good night, and keep watching wrestling, no matter what. It's WWE, fuck it, TNA, Ring of Honor, New Japan, whatever is out there. NOAH, fuck it, AAA, Lucha Underground. Keep watching your stuff. And until it's with Thursday, we have Allie Parker with us. We will be right back. So see you all Thursday. Peace out, bitches.
Peace.